Good morning, everybody. I am checking out a new area to explore. I'm exploring a trailhead that I found on Onyx and Google Maps. We're gonna do a little bit of trekking today. Just gonna explore this area and find out what's here. I brought the gun and everything so we can do some hunting. To see if we can see anything. If I feel like taking something, I will. But I feel like today I'm gonna use this as a bit of a field guide day to kind of showcase some of the plants and animals and geography that are in this area. Also, you may notice I'm driving a different car. It's an Audi, and no, my YouTube career suddenly didn't take off and now I have a nicer car. Unfortunately, the Subaru got ran into by a deer. I didn't hit the deer ran into the side of the car on my way to work. So while that's being in the shop, I have this. This is what they gave me. I didn't ask for renting a really expensive car. This is what they gave me. So hopefully that'll be fixed soon. Also, I have a new setup. So this cord is attached directly to this GoPro, and I got a new SD card that's 1 terabyte. So this will probably keep us going for a lot longer, and so will that. So let's get packed up, let's get into it. I brought out the 12 gauge break action today. It is exactly why I got this gun, is to do stuff like this, where hunting is not my #1 thing I'm doing, but if I see something, I'll take it. So I got this. Oh, I forgot to put on my ear pro, so I'll have to do that too. But 12 gauge, and I had brought a mix of shells. So I brought this stuff that's lighter here, like this 7.5 shot. I also brought this 4-shot high brass, so I'm gonna start with that. This is a Sonoran Desert. I'm not entirely sure about the biome that we're in, or the ecoregion that we're in, so I will do research on that when I get back, and I'll put it right here. So the USGS describes the area I'm in right now as the Arizona Upland or Eastern Sonoran Basins. It occurs at around 1,500 to 3,000 feet, and the lower areas have a lot more creosote, kind of associated more with barren ecoregions in the state, stuff that's like what you think of a desert being. But the higher spots have much more vegetation, like saguaro and palo verde, a lot like more lush parts of the state. Okay, so this is why you don't go hiking with a naturalist, because I point out literally everything. I can still see my car right there, and we haven't even gotten that far, and I'm already talking about everything. So right here, we have prickly pear cactus. This is really common. You've probably seen this if you know anything about cacti or live out in the Southwest or are familiar with any kind of cacti in the wild. They are very prickly. They got these big spines, and they have little spines at the base to protect the base of it. And that's because a lot of cacti, just like these guys, are very valuable resources for the animals out here. They store a ton of water. They have lots of really nice fruit, and they're low to the ground most of the time. So in order to protect themselves, they have spines, but over time things have evolved to just eat the spines also. So it makes it a little bit harder for things to just chew through all of them. Okay, this stuff here. Now, take a look at this, because there's a lot of stuff that looks like this. Ah, yes, I think I know exactly what this is. What I believe this to be is a cat claw acacia. It's called that because there's these spines on it. You probably can't see it pretty well, but they're like a cat claw. They're like this. And so if it gets stuck in you, it just tears. I hate that stuff. It gets in me all the time. See this? This looks like a burned out palo verde. Palo verde is the state tree of Arizona. And in Spanish, it means green stem or green stick. That's because you can see this bark here is more vibrant green when it's alive. And it runs all the way up here. And it gets a lot of its photosynthesis done with its bark rather than its leaves, because it loses less water. So This is what it looks like when it burns out, I guess. I've never seen one burned out, I don't think, but there's a lot of them over here. You can see them. These big trees. Oh yeah, look at that. That valley down there looks like really nice, but getting in there is gonna be a pain. I'm seeing some deer scat. You know, it'd be kind of cool to see some bighorn sheep, but I don't know if they live up here. We're starting to get down into stuff here where rabbits could be. Got all this grass. Let's take a look at the edge here and see what the best way down is. Oh yeah, this will do. Just have to be careful. So again, I'll remind myself, this wash, to get back to the car, go up here, take it back, follow it across to the road. Find my car. Oh, it looks like I'm not the only one that takes this path. There's deer scat along here, so I must be taking the right way. Oh yeah, there's a game trail right here. Whew. This might be a good spot to mark for Onyx for some deer hunting. Ah, shit. All right, we'll keep that on safe for now. But we're starting to get into stuff where we're gonna have to watch the mountainsides. Yeah, there's deer scat everywhere. Gotta watch our mountainsides so we don't, ow. So I don't get ambushed. I got a thorn in my finger there. Gotta yank it out. Oh yeah, here comes the cat claw. Okay. All right, we're good. You know, if I knew I was gonna go down in here, I might have bothered subscribing to the InReach stuff, because if I get bit by a snake, it would suck out here. Yeah, look at all this. Very cool. More matted down stuff. I bet you this area is mostly cattle here. Yeah, I can see a bunch of scat from cattle. Man, that's as far as like a castle for those birds. That's crazy. Look at that thing. Now, a lot of plants out here, like woody plants, they don't have a lot of broad leaves because the evaporation from the sun is too great. So they lose more water than they need to do their photosynthesis. So they keep it small. There's that nest in there. Oh, that's so cool. These saguaros are huge. Oh, this one's got a crown. Hold on. Let's see if we can show you guys this. If I can clear through here. Ow, ow, ow. That was all thorny. Okay, so see that right there? That means this arm kind of had a defect with it. And so it's like spiraling out like this. Very cool looking. I think they call it a crown because usually it's on the top of one of them. But yeah, fairly interesting. I think this might be old fire damage from many years ago. Who knows how many years ago. Oh, here we go. This is a wash for sure. Take a look at this. So this, when it does rain or snow and everything melts, this is where all that rain comes from all of these mountains that come down here and rips through here. That's why all these exposed big rocks are all smooth. You can see the vegetation has been swept downstream from it. There's a lot more water held in the soil more frequently, so that's why there's a lot of plants in here that you don't normally see. And sometimes you can find cool stuff in here. Let's maybe look around. This looks like a willow. I'm not sure what kind, maybe a coyote willow or something, but this is, you have these spindly leaves and it's near where water usually is, so maybe a willow. I'm gonna cross over. Here we go, more cat claw. Ow. Ow. Okay. Oh, I hear a black-tailed gnatcatcher going psh, 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 psh. Oh yeah, I forget what this is from, but it's like a seed pod. They're pretty common around here in Arizona, so. Desk Evan, tell them about this. Okay. It's crazy the difference in elevation and what it could do to the plants and animals out here. Check this out. That scat right there looks to be coyote, I believe. You can usually tell it's a canine because of the taper. And there's definitely fur in there. And this is like an elevated position. It looks like other things have led their scat here. This is probably a spot where a lot of different animals mark their territory or say that they've been here. Usually with scat or urine. Now here we go. There's a skeleton of a very dead cacti, probably a saguaro. That's what it looks like on the inside of them. Oh, here we go, finally. Another thing I could talk to you about. So let me take a look around, make sure I'm not being stalked. This is a barrel cactus. I don't know what species, but it's a barrel cactus. And you can see they have these like, their spines tend to like hook. And when I was a kid, I tripped over one of those and it sucked. I find the texture of their spines to be almost like a zip tie, you know, where they have those lines. It's kind of like that, and it's hooked. And they even have the same like rigidity. Oh, the small mammal up there. I think it's a rock squirrel. You can technically hunt rock squirrel. I don't really want to hunt a rock squirrel though. I don't know how they taste, and I don't really want to do a study skin today, so I think I might just leave them. But at least I know there's small mammals out here. Look at that skeleton right there. That is nuts. So this is definitely a saguaro that got burned out. You can see the char at the bottom. It's got this woody core to it. So that's beautiful right there. Even in death, these things are gorgeous. And they have a very important purpose still. Oh, look at this. My case in point. This right here, you're like, maybe like, what the heck is this thing? This is a hollowed out part of a dead saguaro. I think they call it a shoe. But basically, animals will drill into the sides of these saguaro, mostly woodpeckers, and it makes a really good hollow because it heals up really nicely, and things will just live in it. And when a woodpecker make a hole, a bunch of other animals will start using them too. Different cavity nesters. You'll see some in like some of the living ones here. I don't want to take this one because it's not a complete cool looking shoe. I'm not even sure if we're allowed to take them, but very cool to find that out here. There's a lot of birds. I can see the flashing of their wings as they come down through this canyon. But I will tell you that if we see quail, I will be shooting at it 100%. And more of this willow. I think it's a willow. More of that is around. That's pretty cool. That is a totally burned out saguaro with a hole in it at the top. All sorts of stuff will live in these fallen saguaro skeletons. Many different invertebrates, lots of scorpions and stuff, sometimes mice. Very cool. You'd be forgiven for thinking this is like a tree, because it's like wood. You can see the pulpy stuff on the inside too. Storing water. Yeah, look at that guy. Here's the stump. Very cool. The paths I'm following right now, these are not human-made trails. These are game trails. If you are not used to outside or being out in the wild, ow, you'd be forgiven for thinking that these are just man-made trails. No, these are just from animals taking the shortest path through an area and maybe the easiest terrain. Man, I didn't eat breakfast this morning. It's kicking my ass right now. I am hungies. Honestly, this kind of area right here would be nice to camp in if you know it's not gonna rain. Some mule deer tracks, I think, right in here. Whew. Nice and flat. Beautiful scenery. Pretty nice. Whew, that is a big, tall one. Look at that. That thing's huge. Oh my gosh. Right there, that thing's nuts. Let's get closer. Wow, look at that thing. That is absolutely gigantic. Let me see if I can judge its height. Okay, so if I do this, I'm closing one eye and I'm putting the bottom of the barrel of the gun before it hits the forend at the base. And that's kind of where the top, like, yeah, maybe like right here. So if I can hold my arm straight out over my hand and walk back and align it with the top, right here. This is, if I cut that this saguaro down, it would land right here. It is this long. I'm gonna walk it for you. It's this long. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. So it's probably more like, because I had a curve around that bush, it's probably more like 24 feet tall, or 24 paces tall, or steps tall. So it's probably even further than that. It's probably like, it might be 30 feet tall, that tree, or that cactus. That is an immensely tall cactus. Wow. You don't get cacti that big everywhere. That is crazy. What a giant. Just imagine what this cactus has seen in its lifetime. Millions of animals crossing through. I'm definitely not the first person this thing has seen come through here. Whew, look at that wash. This thing is violent when it actually flows. That is really, really, really nice. Just looking around here for anything looking at me. I don't see anything. There's nothing moving. I could see a rock squirrel down in there running around. All right, let's walk out of here, guys. I'm starting heading out. It's starting to get a little warm out, and we're not seeing a lot of game, so there's not really any reason to keep putzing around out here with my gun. So let's find our way out. A really cool little canyon here. There's evidence of deer, so maybe I'll come back here for deer. I don't know. Probably not. But it's good to know that it's here, so always good to scout. It's so interesting. Okay, so this is a good spot to look at this. Look at this. So you get this side, looks like it's been burned. Then you got this grass that's creeping up on the sides. You got all of this saguaro on the north side for the sun. See how it's all here? Or no, excuse me. You have all this over here on the south side for the sun. Look at that. There's not as much here, but the second you get on this side, boom. Look at all of that. Oh, those are quail right there. Okay, so I guess we are hunting today, all right? We are hunting. Well, I guess I'm hunting over here.